Hello there, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're doing well. In today's video, we'll be building a spooky Victorian style build. So my idea for this build basically was that these are the rich people. They live in the rich part of town. And if your Halloween is any like my Halloween that I used to do growing up, is that you and a bunch of your neighbors or your friends would go pile up in the car and you would drive yourself to the rich part of town. So you can go see the rich people and their amazing decorations and get some big pieces of candy because, you know, they're rich. They have the money for like full-sized candy bars and whatnot. That was always my favorite thing, trick-or-treating with friends and doing that growing up. So yeah, that's what I was thinking of when I was making this build. So these people really love Halloween. So they have this beautiful Victorian that they have somewhat remodeled, not too much. It's still mostly historical. It's mostly just like the appliances and whatnot, but they definitely wanted to keep that old Victorian vibe in their home. So they bought this house, and it's this gorgeous Victorian, as I said, and it's by the church and cemetery. So this is like the older part of Newcrest. I think that probably one of them is probably an author. You'll see later on when I'm doing like the decorations and stuff. Well, not later on. This video is going to be a two-parter. It just ended up being too big, too many things. So in this video, we're gonna do the actual planning and building. I believe we're gonna get to the landscaping, and I believe we're also going to pick out the actual like wallpaper and flooring together. But the actual furnishing and whatnot, I think we're gonna do that on Monday, if I'm correct. But anyways, I'm using a lot of items from the Strangerville pack to furnish this, or at least on the exterior. So like these fuses and the columns, beautiful coloring. I really wanted like a dark forest green. I love a good green. It's like my favorite color, and I really loved these spandrels with that pretty kind of warm sort of orangey wood color with the green. I immediately was like, ooh, it's orange like a pumpkin. And green, hello, that's so Halloweeny. So that's kind of what I planned it around. So you'll see those colors throughout the whole build. Speaking of colors, we are now going to add a bit more. We are first going to be picking out our wood for the front and back patios. I settled on this next one because I thought that the color sort of kind of matched the color of the columns. And then I'm going to be putting that on the back patio also. Next up, we are going to be picking out the color for the outside, and I picked this beautiful swatch from the Get Famous pack. I believe this is the faux wood panel chipping, something like that. It's called something like that. You can see it there. I put that all over the house, and then I'm going in with this base game brick for the fireplace and the chimney. All right, next up, we are going to be working on putting in our fencing. So first, we are going to be using this iron one from the Strangerville pack, if I can find it. There it is. We're going to be using the black swatch of this, and this is just going to line our front yard. I'm going to use this base game brick for the backyard so they can have just a little bit more privacy back there and a little more security. And then I'm going to also fence off this area. This is where they're going to put like their garbage cans and whatnot. I didn't know what else to do here. I'm going to use this base game iron fence to secure our backyard. And then I'm going to come back around to the front, and we're going to use this short iron fence to keep those pesky Sims from walking through our garden beds. Next up, we are going to be working on some landscaping together. For the landscaping, I did look at a little bit of different reference pictures and whatnot. From what I see, Victorian gardens, they often featured like geometric shapes and precise division of spaces, and like everything just was very like neat and polished. So I didn't lean into it too much, but I did want to keep it nice and simple. This lot, it's mostly house So I didn't use like any trees or anything. I wanted to keep everything low to the ground and let the Halloween decorations and the other items outside shine. So I'm going to use these square bushes to line along the fence to just help green up the space a little bit so it's not just so much brick and whatnot. And then I'm going to drag these yellow flower bushes all the way to the back and then wrap it around the porch. And then I'm going to go back in with those square bushes and use this to line the back fence. And then I used like the terrain paint in this new stone swatch that we got that I like. It's actually quite nice. And I use that to create a extra space. Like I think probably when they're not entertaining, they have like a bunch of like lawn furniture and whatnot that they keep in storage when they are having like a big block party like this is supposed to be. So that's probably what the brick is. And then like probably they don't own a lawnmower. They said, no, we're not doing grass here because there's so many tiny spaces here. It'd be so difficult to mow a lawn this small. But anyways, we're almost done with our landscaping. So next up, we are going to start putting in some windows. So here are the windows that I have pulled out. I'm using these from Strangerville base game and one that I believe is from the Growing Together pack, that stained glass one. We're going to be using these big ones from the Strangerville pack all in the downstairs. I use these ones without the shutters so that they fit the weird angles better. We're going to be putting 2 windows here. This is going to be our study. And then we're going to put some 2, 3, 4 back here, I believe, so that we can look out into our lovely backyard. I had to make sure that these weren't going to run into the fencing for the porch back there. And then for the kitchen, I'm just giving them one singular window. For the upstairs, we're just going to use the same short Strangerville ones, just so that everything looks neat and precise. And then I'm using the stained glass one. This is going to be the parents' bathroom, I believe. So this way they can have some light, but still have a good amount of privacy. And then this is going to be the parents' bedroom, I believe. So I wanted to make sure they got plenty of light in each of these rooms. And these front ones I was a little more finicky with because I wanted them to line up with the roof lines, as you can see. I'm going to adjust this roof a little bit, make sure that the pitch isn't hitting into the window. And then I'm using this base game one. I believe it's called Peacock something or another. But yeah, that's our windows. Alright, so I actually did a little bit of work off camera. I added this ivy from the vampire pack to the side here because I thought it looked a little too empty. And I also went ahead and put in our lighting and decided on the different colors for each of the rooms. So this first room is going to be our entryway. I'm going to be putting a little piano here. This room is going to be our study. There's going to be a fireplace here, so that's why I put a little strip of brick here. This is going to be our dining room, and this will be our kitchen. Upstairs, we have our hallway, our child's room, and our parents' room, and this will be our 2 bathrooms. So in the next part, we are going to start off with decorating our front room, and that's going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Please be sure to leave a comment below, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. I will see you again in our next one. Bye bye.